broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 573-893-7477. Mark 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for today's live show broadcast on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Georgia Southern Sports Network on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. On the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield, presented by Morris Bank. This is Hail Southern Live, live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Coming up, your all-access pass into Georgia Southern athletics. Hail Southern Live is brought to you by Morris Bank. It pays to bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. And by Optum Orthopedics, the official orthopedic care provider to Georgia Southern Athletics. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's head live inside Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Eagle Nation, it is great to see you again. Welcome to a special bye-week edition of Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Hot wings, cold beer, and good time just off of Fair Road. Be on until 8 o'clock talking Georgia Southern athletics. Different kind of show on this Monday. Going to be talking a little Georgia Southern women's rifle with head coach Soren Butler. They are the number 5 team in the land. They'll have a meet this weekend at the Shooting Sports Education Center, hosting number 13 Akron and number 3 TCU. We'll also get some Georgia Southern men's golf a little bit later on with head coach Carter Collins. Already won victory this fall. They'll be in action next week around this time up at the Fighting Irish Classic up in South Bend, Indiana, hosted by Notre Dame. Even though Georgia Southern football is heading into a bye week before next Thursday's battle on October the 9th against Southern Miss at Allen E. Paulson Stadium, first of a 2-game homestand. Going to begin this evening with a little bit of football talk. For that, we have our Director of Equipment Operations. Eagle Nation, give it up for Andy Harris here on Hail Southern Live.
Thank you, Danny.
They love seeing Andy Harris here at Wild Wing.
Love to be seen.
Have you dried out from the weekend?
Yes, finally.
Oh, finally. So it was a today thing, or was that a late yesterday
It was
thing?
a late yesterday. We wrapped everything up.
You posted the picture of how you had to separate all the equipment. So what is that actually like to dry everything out? Are there giant heaters? Do they just need to separate, or how do you guys handle all that?
No, so the pictures that were posted were of our CoachComm unit. So obviously it's the most important thing we use on game day for the coaches' communications. Wanted to make sure that all the components of that got dried out so we won't have any issues moving into next week. It's just a matter of just getting everything reset back up indoors where everything can just naturally air dry out. It's better for it to be that way than to force air on them.
What's the challenge of taking a system like that from home where you're working with it 6-7 times a year to a place where you're only going to use it for a few hours?
The beauty of that system is it's pretty friendly to use. It's plug and play, more or less. A lot of our stadiums within the conference have the new fiber connections, which make life a lot easier for us in the equipment world. You're not running 18 different wires everywhere. Instead of that, you're running one wire to the back, and then you're just turning on your system and turning on the bell packs.
Does it make you long for the days of thousands and thousands of wires?
No, not one bit. I don't miss that one bit at all.
A year ago, the NCAA, at least at the FBS level, instituted the in-helmet communications. How does that factor into the readiness and the capabilities of a system like that?
Yeah, so again, the beauty of the system that we have, it was all easily integrated because CoachComm built the coach-to-player system for us, along with the other Sunbelt schools. So it was just a matter of pairing everything up with the current system we have and then putting it in the helmets and then firing up the bell packs for the coaches to talk to them.
This is one that I'm sure people would be interested to know about, but how does a trip like last weekend, really a day trip to Harrisonburg, compare with having to go to California for 9 days?
California for 9 days was more or less a bowl trip for us as far as packing was concerned and travel. A road trip like last weekend is, we're packing all of the essentials and then a little bit more. But our California trip, we were packing for a bowl trip for that deal.
Have you ever experienced anything quite like that?
Never have I ever done anything like that. To go play a game, set up shop at a different location, pack everything back up, and then move to a new stadium the following weekend.
I know that you and Chief of Staff Matt Hassan like your binders. You've got more 3-inch binders in your offices than any Office Depot or anything like that. But with a trip like that, because it's something so out of the ordinary, are you more aware of taking notes, being more observant, and if you ever have to do something like that again, I actually did this in the fall of 25.
Yeah, so there's a lot of note-taking going into it, thinking about things that we have to pack and take with us just in the emergency cases, based also with everything that we need on a daily basis. And then when we get back home, it's a matter of, just taking final notes about, okay, this went well, this didn't go well, this is what we'll do differently next time.
The communication is something that we brought up just a little bit earlier, but defensively, in the first half of the JMU game, Brendan Harrington is the green dot guy on defense. Yep. When he had to go out of the game, C.J. Allen came in, and I'd imagine that had to be a little bit strategic because he's also one of your guys defensively that is outfitted with that green dot. So is it as simple as, okay, you go because that's yours, or do you also have to make sure that that person has that given helmet?
It's a matter of making sure that person has that given helmet. All of our green dot guys have a backup helmet in a trunk that we have on the sidelines, and they're all equipped with a green dot with the communication system in it. So in a situation that we had on Saturday, it's a matter of just grabbing that helmet out of the trunk, throwing it to CJ. He throws that one on, and I take his non-coach to player and put it back in the trunk so that when he comes out of the game and Brandon goes back in, we can just do a quick swap after.
How many total helmets are outfitted with the comm device?
There's all of our quarterbacks that have them, and then we have three linebackers that are outfitted with it. And then each starting quarterback and linebacker each has a backup as well in the trunk. So we have 10 total devices.
And there's no minimum, there's no maximum on what you can have.
You're only allowed to have 10 logged for a game.
Okay.
So 10 people can wear it. You can list 10 people on game day for that.
I'd forgotten about this, but you arrived here in September of 20, right?
Right in the middle of COVID.
Right in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
When you reflect on 5 years later, having to take a job when there was so much that was up in the air, and now being one of the most recognizable people, even though you do a job that requires a lot more manual labor and being a lot more hour-based. What is that journey like for you?
I think a lot of it has to do with where I took over the program to where it is now, to be honest with you. And one of the satisfying things about the program that I took over to now is our student manager program.
Okay.
We have 28 total student managers now. Compared to when I first got here, we only had 10. So 18 of those are over in football, and 10 of those are over in our Olympic sports. And I can tell you, Danny, without those kids, we wouldn't be able to do our jobs on a daily basis, day in and day out. And those kids work just as hard as we do.
How do you go about finding interest and generating interest in doing that?
A lot of it's word of mouth from our own student managers. You know, they're our greatest recruiters to get kids in here. Obviously, winning helps. Everybody wants to be part of a winner. And so, you know, the success of football the last few years, and then, you know, obviously Coach Willis, what he's doing with volleyball, you know, baseball, basketball being, you know, high energy sports, kids want to be a part of that stuff.
You're most recognizable as part of the football program, but you're the overseer for all 17 sports.
Yes,
we
sir.
know there's an operation at Hanner, and we know there's certain things that take place over at Ironworks as well, but how do you designate your Hanner staff to take care of what needs to be done over there?
I have a really, really great assistant over there, Jack Kyle, who came to us 2 years ago from Troy, and he runs that side of the thing of the world for me. He does a really great job with those kids and making sure they're all aligned on where the coaches need them to be, and then, you know, from leadership top down, you know, he's done a great job.
Is this the kind of program that you try to cultivate? Well, you're doing this as a student, but you try to prepare them if this is something they want to do for a career?
Absolutely. We have Brad Johnson, who's our GA right now.
Yep.
Brad was a former student manager for our baseball team, and then he had great interest in our open GA spot at the end of last spring, and, you know, it was a natural fit for him. He's going to oversee our diamond sports. He's going to oversee baseball and softball under Jack and mine direction.
How does one want to get into this? What stoked your emotion to want to get involved with athletics in this way?
That's easy. I'm not very talented athletically, and I still want to be in sports. So my dad, who's my hero, he said, listen, if you want to stay in sports, the best thing you could do is be a manager like I was. And he was a manager for his high school basketball team. That's how I got started, being a high school manager. And then it just kind of grew from there. I really wanted to be a high school history teacher, but God had different plans for me, and here I am.
You won a state title, didn't you?
We won a state title in 2000.
What was that like?
Euphoric. We worked really hard for that when we were 24-1 that year.
Told you I was going to ask you about this as we walked up here just a little bit ago. But was about 2 decades ago, you spent 1 year at Arizona?
1 year.
And that was right at the tail end of Lute Olson's 25 years out in Tucson?
Yep.
What kind of interaction did you have with somebody that was one of the best to ever do it in college basketball?
You knew you were in the presence of a legend when he just walked through the hallways. He was a very cool cat. You know, he always said hi to you, wanted to make sure you were good, your family was good. But he's a pretty down-to-earth guy when he was walking around there.
With all the stops you've had in your career all across this map, are you the kind of person that's able to take something special from each place that you've been? And so far, Georgia Southern, since it's been 5 years, what do you take from being in Statesboro?
I think the people, to be honest with you, the people here are really, really special. Like being able to work with Chris Davis every day, Ryan Hall, Coach Helton, you know, yourself, all of our coaches and staff, really. That's what makes this place special.
What's something about what you do that you would want to make sure people know about what you do?
The work never ends, to be honest with you. It really doesn't. and I enjoy the work, to be honest with you. Like, that's all I think about. You can ask Miss Emily later. But, you know, the work never ends, and it's because I love my job.
Well, Andy, I know there's a lot of people that are here tonight and that are watching this that may not know specifically what you do and what you're about, but people should know that the work never does stop, and you're extremely appreciated for not just what you do with football, but for Georgia Southern as a whole. And I know that this is a lot being able to do this, so I appreciate you coming by tonight.
Appreciate it, Danny. Thanks a lot.
Director of Equipment Operations, Andy Harris, here at Hail Southern Live. When we return, we're talking women's rifle with the head coach, Soren Butler from Wild Wing Cafe. This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. for freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
A logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Don't let an injury keep you on the sidelines. Go where the pros go. Optum Orthopedics. They're the official orthopedic and team physicians for Georgia Southern Athletics. Thanks to Optum, our Eagles get the best care on and off the field. The good news is that Optum is here for you too. Located in our community, Optum is the leader in advanced orthopedic care throughout the Southeast. Like the Eagles, you deserve the freedom to soar. And with Optum's fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, you will. Your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics. Schedule online today.
Looking to level up your brand? Since 1977, Bahama Joe's has been your go-to for custom apparel, promo products, and merch that gets noticed. From screen printing to embroidery to swag that makes a statement, we bring your vision to life. Locally owned, creatively driven, and island-inspired, we've got your back, your shirt, and your brand. Bahama Joe's, branded to stand out. Visit BahamaJoes.com today.
Whether you're cheering from the 50-yard line or your living room couch, Citizens Bank of the South is proud to stand with you in support of the Georgia Southern Eagles. From student checking to home loans, they've got your back, on campus, in their communities, and beyond. Owned and managed by a strong group of Georgia Southern alumni, Team Seabots is fiercely loyal and always bring their best, just like the Eagles. Citizens Bank of the South is banking built for champions. Local, loyal, loud, and proud to be in Sandersville, Statesboro, and Milledgeville. Visit them today at Seabots.com. FDIC insured and an equal opportunity employer.
In a world where everything changes, what do? You find something steady, a comforting hand, a dependable voice, a familiar face, someone who knows your story and your name. At Morris Bank, we've spent generations working to be just that for all of our customers. We've been right here with you through every season, every challenge, and every win. Times will change, but we know some things shouldn't, because it's not just banking, it's belonging, and it's why it pays to bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
At Parker's Kitchen, we put our chicken tenders up against the competition and, well, you be the judge. Our huge tenders, or McCompetitor A, or Competitor Zax B, or Competitor Chick Z. Our tenders are almost twice as big. They're fresh, never frozen, hand-breaded, and cooked to perfection. That makes them twice as crispy and juicy. Twice the size, twice the taste, and a better value. Come try our tenders yourself at Parker's Kitchen.
Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Always wonderful to visit with the great Andy Harris. Appreciate his time in our first segment this week's Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Football bye week. They'll be back at it next Thursday, October the 9th. First ever matchup between the Eagles and the Golden Eagles. Georgia Southern versus Southern Miss. 8 o'clock kick on ESPN2. If you're coming out to Paulson that night, we'll be live at 6 with the Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show. Couple segments for Georgia Southern Women's Rifle upcoming. Currently ranked number 5 in the country. The 4-time defending Southern Conference champions. To talk about that, here is head coach Soren Butler on Hail Southern Live. One of my favorite people.
Likewise.
All right, how was Columbus, Ohio? I know y'all got 2 wins, but how was Columbus, Ohio?
Yeah, good. It was a really quick trip, but went up there and executed pretty well. Yeah, good start for the team. Obviously, always nice to get a win, but more important for us is the score we shoot, especially at an away location. And yeah, nice to go up there and start out strong.
Got the victory in the duel against Ohio State and Mount Aloysius. We talked about the home meet this Saturday against Kent State and TCU, or Akron and TCU. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But in an era of college athletics where we're worried about how many you've got to replace, you got everybody back from last year. So what is that like for a head coach that has so much familiarity with what he already knows?
Yeah, pretty nice in a sense that we know everybody. We can pick right back up where we left off. And we have that familiarity with each other and kind of know what the culture is coming into it and what they want it to be, and they can build off last year and hopefully continue to get better.
When you have a squad, and we just mentioned this, in your 3 years, it's been conference championships, it's been 4 straight overall, sweeping air rifle and small bore. Last year was the first time the team got to the NCAA tournament, which has been your goal since you got here. Now with that, how do you continue to raise that bar and continue to find not just success, but amplified success?
Yeah, I mean, I think from day one here, winning a national championship has always been the goal, and it'll continue to be stepping stones along the way that we want to obviously celebrate, and not ever get to a point where it's national championship or bust. That becomes a pretty, defeating place to be. But, it was super special to make NCAAs after, narrowly missing out the year before, and then obviously podiuming and making the podium's a goal too, and then ultimately winning a national championship. But, that's always kind of the goal at the start of every year, but celebrating the smaller victories along the way, too.
Were there any specific ways that you used that as motivation, not getting in barely the year before, to say, okay, we need to make this right last year?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I think it was more, now we know now what not to do, kind of more mindset than motivation. I think the motivation was we already knew we were good enough. We were good enough the year before. We just needed to execute, and we didn't. And last year, we made it tough on ourselves there at the end, but obviously luck was on our side this time. And so now taking another year forward, being like, hey, we got that monkey off our back. Making NCAAs doesn't need to be a hurdle in and of itself. We can now focus on winning it. And obviously we need to get there first, but that kind of becomes more comfortable and more of a consistent mindset rather than let's try to get there. Now it's let's try to win a national championship.
The way that you're structured, your starting lineup, everybody has to compete. Sometimes in basketball, just one guy can shoot. In baseball, only one guy can make a play at a time. There's only one pitcher. But with your setup, every shooter that's in the lineup participates. Mm-hmm. So how do you look at everybody as being their own kind of leader, or has someone stepped forward to say, this is how we need to do things?
Yeah, I would say both. Outcome-wise, we have some people that are just quantitative leaders from the scores they shoot, but, personality and character-wise, we definitely have some leaders, and I would say one of them, our junior Bremen Butler, has definitely stepped up into that role. Just a really strong, unique personality that really focuses on effort and being a good teammate and doing the right things to make us better. And we have other good leaders on the team too, but just someone that kind of through and through, if someone would be like, who's your team leader? We have a lot of good people that lead in their own way. And I think that's what makes our culture better, is everyone's pushing forward to that. We don't have one person having to harp on everyone. It's just, hey, when we show up, if you don't want to be here, there's the door. If you want to be here, let's get after it together. And I feel like that's what we have right now, which is pretty special to be around.
I've talked with Carter about this before, how he figures out where he needs to be on the golf course, if it's a certain hole, if it's with a specific player, because that's a lot of space to cover, so how he figures out where he needs to be. How do you figure out where you need to be during a meet that takes all day?
Yeah, I think our motto mostly is just to sit back and let them come to us. Hopefully, when we're at a match, we put in the work to prepare them to shoot the match, where they don't need to rely on us every 30 seconds to a minute type of thing. They go up there, execute their plan. If something goes wrong in their plan, then they can come back and kind of recheck in with us. But for the most part, these girls are phenomenal athletes, and they're ready to go on match day and execute a plan rather than, well, I hope it goes well, and I'll talk to coach if it doesn't, kind of thing. So
now, this might sound simple, but is the plan just as many bowls as you can get, or how do you set your individual plan?
Yeah, one shot at a time for sure. I
Okay.
mean, it's tough when you get up there and you have 60 straight shots to shoot. It can be a little overwhelming to think about, man, there was one shot, I have 59 more to go. That was pretty hard. So really just being able to be present, being like, hey, what do I need to do on this shot to execute a 10? And then I'll worry about the next one after that for getting shots previously, especially if we drop a point or two. But being like, what do I need to do right now to perform the way I want to?
How do you mentally prepare yourself for, I've got to do this 60 times in 3 different ways?
Yeah, there's a lot of sports psychology for sure. We have a really great resource over there with the Sport and Exercise Psych program with Dr. Harris, and Dr. Bird helps us too, but Dr. Harris and our sports psych Marie this year, they really help our team out on that side. Obviously our sports mostly mental, definitely no explosive athleticism or anything like that, but I think that's the biggest thing is just locking in and being able to discipline ourselves over that hour and a half, hour 15 to keep performing at a level that will help us win.
One more thing before we hit our next time out. From a strength and conditioning standpoint, what's an area that you have to address that maybe a fan who is trying to understand rifle, what's something you have to do that maybe they wouldn't think about?
Yeah, no, there is definitely a physical component of it. I think the biggest thing is injury prevention and then core stabilization. We sit in some really weird positions that are really tough on the lower back, and a lot of people develop problems over the years, so we're really lucky to have Danny. He keeps us right there. But strengthening your core, strengthening your lower back, and just overall endurance. Being able to stand up there for that amount of time is tough in and of itself.
We'll keep the conversation going with women's rifle head coach Soren Butler following this timeout. This is Hail Southern Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Eagle Nation, this is Marcus Sack with MESAC Engineering. When we started our full-service engineering firm, there was a lot pulled from Coach Russell's playbook. MESAC Engineering is designed on precision performance with a do-right approach. Whether you're looking for water and wastewater engineering, transportation engineering, or a full suite of land surveying services, MESAC can deliver the right product at the right cost in the least amount of time. My wife Jennifer and I are both Georgia Southern alumni, and MESAC Engineering is proud to be a partner with Georgia Southern Athletics. Visit us online at MESAC.com. Go Eagles.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. For freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
A logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Hey, Eagles fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Southern football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Southern Eagles. Let's go Eagles! SeatGeek.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
There was flames on that ball.
The speed.
35, 40. There he goes. Down the sideline.
The best in college football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You cannot hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back to the end zone. 30, 20. Say goodnight to this one.
This is the College Football Blitz. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletics season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Welcome back to Hail Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Coming up a little bit later on, it'll be men's golf head coach Carter Collins celebrating 19 years in Statesboro. We'll talk about the program. They picked up a victory not too long ago at Pawleys Island at the Golf Week Invitational. Harrison Sewell picking up an individual win as Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe with women's rifle head coach Soren Butler. Coach, before we... Well, the guy that started that applause I'm going to embarrass for a minute because, folks, as you've probably heard, this is Terry Harvin's final show as our general manager at Georgia Southern Sports Properties. He is moving over to the Georgia Southern Athletic Foundation on Wednesday, and I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, when we had to do shows for back-to-back years inside Gene Bishop Fieldhouse due to COVID, we needed a place that needed to accept this show again, and Terry taking over and getting us here, the work that he has done with Rick Howard to make sure that Eagle Nation had a place to gather every Monday night. Terry, thank you for helping set this up, and thank you for what you have done for Learfield, what you're going to do for the Athletic Foundation. I know that everybody here and everybody watching really does appreciate it. And we can tie that together because with the 10X Club, you guys will be able to work that much more closely together.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Already getting going on some stuff, so we're really excited to have Terry working over at the foundation now.
What's it like for you to share the story of not just this program, but what you've been building with prospective donors?
I honestly think with anyone, it's just fun to be able to be something that we were in from the ground up. Obviously, the team had a few years before I got here, but overall our program's pretty much brand new. I think this is year 13 for the team. And so being able to be here from where we started to now and the girls we were able to do it with, and they're still here, and we're able to recognize it in real time. I think a lot of times you look back and you're like, oh man, that was cool what we did back then. But to be able to be in the moment being like, we're actively doing it. Like we're building this now. We're getting better now. We can see it. The work we're putting in is directly correlating to better results. It's been everything you could ask for as a coach, and the girls we got to do it with, and the assistant coaches and our support staff, and just, couldn't ask for a better place to be. I love Georgia Southern. I tell everyone about it. I'm proud as heck to be here, and just couldn't have been more blessed to be able to come down here and work with this team.
You know, for a program that's still new and you're trying to develop tradition and culture, literally everything you do is history because that's all you have. But in this case, it was Rosemary Kramer becoming an All-American in 2019, which was an amazing thing to be able to tout for an Olympic sport. But now, All-American is something that Georgia Southern is just saying in whatever breath when rifle comes up, and that's got to be a cool thing for you to think about.
It is cool. I'm looking forward to the day it becomes the norm. We still want to celebrate it, and it's been exciting to see the talent we can recruit here. I truly believe we have everything we need to beat anybody here, and the cool part is seeing some of those results again. But that's kind of the standard we want to have, and the people we want to bring in here, and the people that this school and town and our resources can attract, and it's just awesome to be a part of it.
Going off the path a little bit, you were at the USC game for Georgia Southern football.
I was.
How did it come to be that you traveled across the country for the back end of that Cali trip?
Yeah, so my friend that used to coach at a different team took a job with the LA 28 games, and I hadn't been out there to visit him yet. And so he moved from Fairbanks, Alaska to LA, so he moved way up. He's doing good in life right now. He's pretty happy, and it was cool to see him, and obviously cool to see our team on an away game. My first Georgia Southern football game I got to see was the Nebraska game back in the fall of 22, so that was pretty awesome.
That was your first game?
First game,
I never knew that.
Yeah, first game, so that was pretty cool. Not good for Nebraska, but good for us.
We're okay with the result.
Yeah, we're okay with the result. Yeah, but so really fun to go out there and just see all, that and support the team and stuff. I had a lot of fun.
All right, compare Fairbanks, Alaska to Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, polar opposites. I mean, everything you could think of, completely different, but both are good spots for sure.
This weekend, first home meet of the fall, number 13 Akron, number 3 TCU. After the dual victory over Mount Aloysius and Ohio State, how do you find ways to keep it rolling this weekend?
Yeah, I think just wanting it. Every year I've got to come on the show here, and it's the same story every year. West Virginia, Kentucky, TCU, and Alaska are good. That's been the story in college rifle for 30 years now, and we're trying to be the kind of first team that breaks that chain, and we're making a push for it. And so I think having a match against teams like TCU just kind of elicit that response a little heightened emotion, and just wanting to do well. And we know they're a team we're going to see at NCAAs, and you know, it's exciting to have them here and to be able to compete about competition. And Akron's also a really solid team year in, year out, and they got a phenomenal coaching staff, and the people they bring on their team, they do a really good job. And so we're excited to compete with them too.
You brought up one of your former stops in West Virginia, and since the Olympics are coming up in 28, you had a chance to be an assistant for John Hammond, who was a two-time Olympian. He's been part of 7 national championships in Morgantown. When you take that kind of experience and try to do the same in Statesboro, what's been the building block approach to continually do that?
Yeah, obviously super grateful for the opportunity that John in West Virginia gave me. But, you know, I'd say the biggest thing is taking what I learned from him and trying to beat it. Really, I don't want to emulate it. I don't want to be Georgia Southern that looks like West Virginia. We want to be the team that is better. And so I think that's been fun being down here and being ourselves and developing something that we take the good from there, and we take the good from my time in Alaska and our assistant coach. We're at really good programs of TCU and Ole Miss, and we take the good from there and we pair it all together and try and create something new and something that other people want to come be a part of.
Now, we're still not quite 2 years away from hosting the Rifle Championships at the Hill. But has that already begun? Has that process of trying to get it ready, the promotional aspects, working with the NCAA, is that something that starts now?
Yeah, so not a lot. The NCAA is handling most of the stuff right now.
Okay.
But site visits and those kind of things are going to start beginning. And then we actually were able to bring on a new assistant this year. So we have 2 GAs now for assistants. And the ones next year's kind of more full-time role is going to be the director of the championships.
Okay.
And really looking forward to putting on that event with our school. I think we're going to do a phenomenal job at the Hill, show off the Hill. And I think, you know, most of the time it's pretty much on a circuit between Morgantown, Columbus, and Lexington, Kentucky. And if you know anything about those areas, mid-March isn't the most beautiful time to go visit them. And so I think being able to come down here to Statesboro and is going to be a real treat, and looking forward to having it.
Well, it's not only exposure for your program, but it's also the fact that this is a sport that continues to grow in popularity, and with the amount of time that you've infused into it, it's only going to help grow it that much more.
Yeah, we sure hope so. I mean, what a cool opportunity. You know, not every day you get to host an NCAA championship at your school, and so I hope the community will come out and support, and not only do we hope to be there and win it, but to be able to do that in front of a home crowd is pretty much like the pinnacle of what you would ask for. And so really excited to bring that to Statesboro, or get to be a part of that, and then show other people what kind of what we're doing, and just build the community even more.
Busy athletic weekend in Statesboro with women's rifle hosting a home meet. It begins at 8 a.m. Shooting Sports Education Center versus number 13 Akron and number 3 TCU. Spending some time this evening with head coach Soren Butler. It's always a joy to get some time with you. Congratulations on the success. Best of luck this weekend. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you having me.
That is a great one. Head coach Soren Butler for Georgia Southern Women's Rifle. We come back. It's men's golf with Carter Collins. That's after this. Hail Southern Live continues from Wild Wing Cafe on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
For 79 years, Braswell Food Company has been crafting delicious specialty products with a commitment to quality and family tradition. Our top-selling red pepper jelly is a sweet, spicy delight made with only the finest ingredients. Perfect for appetizers, glazes, or your favorite recipes. From our family to yours, Braswell's brings time-honored recipes and premium quality to every jar. Taste the tradition with America's top-selling and award-winning jams, dressings, sauces, and mustards. Braswell's is available at grocers nationwide, or visit our website, www.braswells.com.
Nothing kicks off your game better than a handful of Georgia peanuts. Power packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste. Georgia peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life's touchdowns with recipes and fun facts, check out GAPeanuts.com. The perfectly powerful peanut is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission.
Peanut, get your peanut.
Since 1945, the Sack Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The Sack Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The Sack Company. We bring business to life.
At Tidewater Equipment Company in Brooklyn, we understand how important every hour is when you're farming. We have an exceptional parts and service department, an extensive used equipment inventory, and we are exclusive distributors of Case IH tractors, planters, sprayers, combine balers, and more. We're here for everything you need when it comes to agriculture. Visit Tidewater in Brooklyn or online at TidewaterEquip.com, your premier Case IH tractor dealer. To those who work in acres, not ours, we thank you.
There's a science to preparing your home for hurricane season in coastal Georgia and South Carolina.
And Window World is here to help. Our impact-rated windows and doors are tough and tested to protect your home from damaging wind, debris, and rain. Right now, take advantage of special financing with no interest if paid in full within 15 months. Call for your free consultation today. Window World of coastal Georgia and South Carolina.
Your local hurricane impact specialist.
Next time you need a dozer, a light tower, a scissor lift, or any other job site supplies, call Yancey Rents at 1-844-YNC-RENT or visit YanceyRents.com and get the best maintained equipment in Georgia. With 17 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia. Again, that's 1-844-YNC-RENT or visit YanceyRents.com.
BBWH Insurers, owned and operated by Georgia Southern alumni, has been serving Southeast Georgia since 1888. Our partnerships with quality A-plus rated carriers such as the Central Mutual Insurance Companies provide affordable and comprehensive coverage for your family and business. BBWH Insurers protects and supports our own. That's our true blue promise to you. Call me, Ashley Ellis, at 912-764-9602 or visit us online at bbwhins.com. And go Eagles!
It's football time, which turns Thursday and Sunday into the best days of the week. Well, they just got better, because now through October 26th, Keno has 30% higher payouts during bonus hours. Win $500, it becomes $650. That's like getting extra field goal points for scoring a touchdown. So play Keno online and anywhere Keno is sold and get 30% higher payouts during bonus hours. Thursdays 6 to 8 p.m. and Sundays 1 to 3 p.m. Only from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield, live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Great stuff so far here at Wild Wing, hearing from Andy Harris and also Soren Butler, as we have about 20 minutes left, as we'll be talking a little bit of Georgia Southern men's golf coming up in just a moment. If you have any questions, you can submit those on Facebook Live. You can also send us a tweet or an X at GS Sports Network. One victory already this fall, ramping up preparation for the spring. They've got the Sharkey coming up. They've got the Schenkel coming up one more time. One of our favorites. Eagle Nation, welcome in men's golf head coach Carter Collins.
Thank you, Danny.
We do have a podcast episode that's coming out in a few weeks, so we will try not to spoil too much of that. But we did mention the victory at Pawleys Island not too long ago, the debut of Harrison Sewell transferring in from Midland College, and for the work that you guys did in the offseason to make the debut that way. That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, always a shot of confidence to the team and the players when they can come out the gates firing like they did, and shot 35 under. Harrison shot 14 under individually. He's mixing in really well with the team and showcasing his talents. He was one of the best players in the country last year in junior college, and he's having an immediate impact on us, and very proud of the job that he's doing, but also the job the guys have done of wrapping their arms around the new guys, and they've made a huge impact so far.
Whether you're playing at Forest Heights or you guys are traveling to whichever event you're going to, we're going to talk about Notre Dame in just a little bit, how as a team do you evaluate the kind of terrain, the par, the length? How do you guys go through, how do you need to attack a given course?
Twofold. One, we come up with slides, Google Map slides, where we break every hole down based on how wide the fairway is, based on how far you normally hit it. So our guys that hit at 320, we get a plan for them. Our guys that hit at 280, we get a plan for them. And the guys that hit at 260, we get a plan for them. And then the other way is we We've actually been using the football team meeting room this year to do some drone footage. We watch them as a team. We look at the course together, and that helps you get a feel for, as you mentioned, the terrain. Are the trees hanging over on the right side? Do you need to play a fade off this hole? It gives you a real good feel of the course, so something that you can't really touch and feel, but you can get as close as you can by watching the videos online.
Okay, before drones became a thing, how were you trying to do that in a different generation?
You couldn't. You just waited until you saw the course. And
Okay.
then you played the practice rounds really slow and tried to learn as much as you could.
What kind of team do you have this fall? What kind of team is it?
A good one. We're very proud of the talent on this team, but the camaraderie is what we are most proud of. This team really meshes well together. They fight for each other, and the message that we keep sending to the guys is, the guy that refuses to stay down is the guy that's going to always win in the end, and that's who we're trying to be.
I was talking with Soren earlier that in baseball it might only be one person to field or hit or pitch at a time, but you might need someone else to help turn a double play. In football, you need someone else to block for you.
Yeah.
In golf, it's you.
Yep.
So mentally, when it's just you, even though you are part of a team, what is that like for someone that's played the game?
It's a weird balance of individual, because you're out there kind of by yourself. We can help a little bit as coaches, but you are out there kind of on your own little island, but you really have 5 different islands that add up to a team score. So it's this weird balance of individual and team, and it's this constant, we're trying to keep the pressure off of them to do things, just to not do too much for each other, for their coaches, for their family. We're just trying to get them to focus on shot by shot and let them add up the good things in the end. And that's a tough balance to find, but it's part of what we do.
Since we brought it up a couple segments ago, how do you figure out where you need to be during a tournament, or whether it's 18, 36, 54, whatever, how do you figure out where you need to be, where Connor needs to be? How does that all work?
Great question. It changes dramatically depending on what course we're at. So some courses have tricky par 5s where it may be a blind second shot or a blind tee shot, and we're there to help line them up. Most of the time, we have what we call zone and man coverage. So zone coverage is Connor will take 2 or 3 guys, and I'll take 2 or 3 guys, and we float in between all 3 of them. So our goal as coaches and during zone coverage is to moderate their emotions. Keep everything on a nice even keel throughout the day. It keeps their energy high. It keeps them fresh for a strong finish. We try not to get too much into what they have going on, because we want them to also have be very independent in what they do, because when they can succeed independently, that's going to give them so much more confidence than if somebody's there holding their hand. And the other way is man-to-man coverage, and it's, if one guy really needs somebody to help calm him down, or just needs some help on a 9-hole stretch to play his best, a coach will walk with them. And we can do everything but carry their equipment. So we can help them read putts, we can help them laser numbers, judge the wind, all that stuff. But we really save that for if the guys come to us and ask for it, because in my opinion, it's not a great place for a coach to force on a player. If the player is thinking deep down he doesn't really want the coach there, it's probably not going to be a great environment. He's probably not going to play his best. But if the player invites the coach into that bubble for 9 or even 18 holes, or sometimes 36, it's usually a really good partnership.
How much do you have to think about the way that you would have received a message you're trying to give one of your players?
Me personally, like back in the day?
Just since you played the game.
I mean, in college I was very different than what I expect these guys to be, which is a good thing. I was a hothead on the golf course, super independent. When my coach came up, we talk about the weather or sports, and that was about it. I was just trying to hand him a good score at the end of the day. But these guys, the communication levels are so much better, more efficient. The way we break courses down is so much better and efficient than way back when I played. So we just try and use some of the new technologies and the new ways to communicate to get the most out of them.
Facebook question coming in from Steven. For Coach, how cool is it to take your team back to Claxton to play on your home course, get to see your old stomping ground, and especially with Parker Claxton on the team?
Great question from SWAT. I went to high school with him, one of my favorite people. How cool is it to take team back to Claxton? That's one of the coolest days of the year. We didn't really start doing that until we got Parker Claxton on the team. Right. He's a senior this year. So his family, Miss Paula, Mr. Paul Claxton, and his granddad, Mr. Paul Parker, and his wife, Miss Jane Parker, they've invited us over to tour the fruitcake factory, and we ate Harry's Barbecue one year, which was kind of, more of a famous barbecue place in that area. And then we go tour their house, and we've eaten dinner at their house the last couple of years. And then we started mixing in Evans Heights, which is the golf course over in Evans County. It's where I grew up. And I get goosebumps every time we do it. That is my favorite place on this earth. If an asteroid was hitting tomorrow and I got a chance to play golf one more time, I'm heading Evans Heights. It's not the people there are incredible, but I've got so many memories. I told the boys this year I've got 2 Labradors buried in the first fairway, or just off the first fairway. That's where the school bus used to drop my brother and I off. Not at our house, not at anybody's work, but they dropped us off at the golf course because that's where our whole family was. So that place is really special to me, and to be able to let the team experience something that I hold so dear is a really cool day.
When you add the personal touch like that, do you think it helps them want to let you know them more so, and for their teammates as well, because you're all fighting for the same things?
Maybe. I mean, it's definitely a vulnerable moment. This year I took them also to see my mom and dad, and they got to meet these people they've been following online all year. So that was a cool family touch, but they got to see kind of where I grew up to, and, it probably shows a little bit different layer of me, and that they can maybe understand me a little better. I don't know, but yeah, that, as far as SWAT's question, that's my favorite place in the world, in Claxton, and I love taking the team there.
All right, let's get one more question in before we hit our final timeout. Whitney asks, what is your favorite hole at Augusta National and why?
I mean, the cliche answer would be number 12. It's the most beautiful, popular par 3 in the world. But I would say I love a par 5 with character. I love a reachable par 5 with character. A lot of my favorite holes I've ever played and remembered from courses have been those. So I got to go 13. You got to hit a pretty creative tee shot, and if you got to hit a really accurate second shot. And if you do those 2 things, you still have a lot of work to do to make your birdie. So I would say 13.
I felt like we needed to start playing the piano while you were talking about it.
Yeah, that's right. Jim Nance, hello, friends. It's always a good time to think about the Masters.
Get a couple more minutes with Carter Collins. We have another question coming in on Facebook. We'll get to that after the timeout. Men's Golf Talk after this from Wild Wing. This is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. For freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
A logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagles fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Southern football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Southern Eagles. Let's go Eagles! SeatGeek.
Next time you need a dozer, a light tower, a scissor lift, or any other job site supplies, call Yancey Rents at 1-844-YNC-RENT or visit YanceyRents.com and get the best maintained equipment in Georgia. With 17 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia. Again, that's 1-844-YNC-RENT or visit YanceyRents.com.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
There was flames on that goal.
The speed.
35-40. There he goes. Down the sideline.
Western College football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You can unhitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the barn. Back to the end zone. 30, 20. Say goodnight to this one.
This is the College Football Blitz. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield, live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Just about 5 minutes left of this week's edition of Hail Southern Live. A reminder that football back in action next Thursday, October the 9th, start of a 2-game homestand at Allen E. Paulson. First ever matchup between the Eagles and the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, 8 o'clock kick on ESPN2. If you're unable to make it to Paulson, you can listen beginning at 6 with the Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show. Carter Collins, one more segment talking about Eagle men's golf. Since you're about ready to head to Notre Dame, and I know you've been there a lot and we have talked about it a lot, but what is it about that place that's so special, at least from a golf standpoint?
The golf course really starts with there. The Warren Golf Course, they hosted the 2019 U.S. Senior Open. It's a Core Crenshaw design. They're great designers, and we love that course. There's not a hole out there that's just a boring, straightforward hole. Everything has a little bit to it. The greens are very difficult, and you have to putt well, and we've had a lot of success up there, and we're looking forward to going back.
Said we had a question come in on Facebook right before we went to break, and I understand that there's a backstory with this. You're going to have to help us out. Mike Cummings asks, if you saw a player make eagle with the same club on the same hole 2 years in a row, would you offer a scholarship?
Most players, yes. This one, so Mike Cummings, Georgia Southern Athletics Hall of Famer, been a great friend of our program for a long time, since I was born. And a lot of our players have called him Uncle Mike through the years. He's the man. But at Savannah Harbor, number 13, 14, in a same tournament a year later, he holed out for eagle, chipped in, and then from the same place a year later, 365 days later, hits the same shot in the hole again, back-to-back eagles. So he's got the nickname the weekend golfer. You know, he's pretty benign Monday through Friday, but he's Superman on the weekends, not somebody you want to mess with.
It was a little strategic having you and Soren Butler on tonight because I know you're really good friends. I know Soren plays a lot of golf, and you guys share that love together.
Yeah.
But when you're able to communicate with other head coaches, especially at Georgia Southern, what kind of conversations do you guys have about what it means to do what you do?
Well, I think you have a choice when you start having those conversations. You know, you can kind of talk about what you don't have or what isn't working good or the team not playing well, or you can use it as a chance to motivate not only yourself but who you're talking with. And then Soren and I have become really good friends, I feel like, because we both want the best for each other. We want the best for Georgia Southern, and it's developed into a genuine relationship where we share a lot of positive stuff with each other, try and help each other. I've leaned on him, he's leaned on me, and it's just been a great kind of positive thinking about what we can do instead of what we don't have. And I just really appreciate Soren. Our guys love him. He's around our team a good bit. He's been on a retreat with us, and the guys just absolutely love him. I mean, when I walked in, he was wearing one of our Georgia Southern golf hats. I sent a picture to the team and said, while he's talking about the women's rifle team, who's one of the best in the country every single year under his leadership, while he's talking about his team, he's wearing a hat representing our team, and that means the world to us. But the boys love him. I'm a huge fan of him as a coach and especially as a person.
What about for new coaches? And I got to think that you and Rodney would share this a little bit. What about for new coaches who want to understand what Georgia Southern is about? What's it like for you to talk about this place because this place is you?
I think, everybody approaches it a little differently, but I think if you embrace how special the people are in Statesboro and how special the community is, it's a genuine fan base that has been here grassroots from the beginning, and they just want the best for Georgia Southern. They want us competitive. They want us to win, but they also want us to win the right way. And that's kind of a dying breed in the collegiate scene, and Statesboro still has that small town magic charm from its fans. And I think if you embrace that and just have some conversations with the community and talk to them about what's important to them, it's not just winning, but winning with character, and that's all very important to me as well. And I think if you just enjoy Statesboro and the people here, it's one of the best, if not the best, college place in the country. It's awesome.
All right, with the time that you've got left this fall before you take a little bit of time off, you come back in January, you've got that matchup against Jacksonville. The Sharky will follow soon after. I know that's always seemed like you're preparing for the Schenkel, but where does this team need to continue to go as you move throughout not just the rest of the fall, but eventually into the spring?
We're developing our voice of leadership. We're trying to figure out, which guys are the vocal leaders, which guys are leaders by example, and we've got all year to do that. The golf will take care of itself. It's a very talented team. They've proven that so far in our first 2 tournaments. So now we can just focus on playing our best each and every week. And we know that if we play our best or even close to our best most weeks, the team's going to be eligible for postseason. We're having a great year. So we're not setting – we're leaving the expectations off of us. We have high goals. Yes, we want to compete for a conference championship. We want to compete at regionals. We want to compete at nationals. We want to compete at Schenkel. We want to compete each and every week. We have those goals that we talk about a lot. But as far as expectations go, we want to leave that to the process. As boring as that is, it's the truth, and that's where we have found our most success in the past, is bury yourself in the process on the day-to-day, pick up pennies. Reggie Simpkins, that's one of my favorite quotes ever. Love Reggie, and Reggie would always say, anytime you see a penny on the ground, pick it up because it'll add up in the end. And we try and have that same approach with our golf program.
Carter, it's always a joy to visit with you. It's great to talk about your relationship with Soren and having Andy up here as well, getting us through football bye week. Buddy, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck the rest of the fall, okay?
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Hail Southern.
For head coach Carter Collins, for Andy Harris, for Soren Butler, thank you one more time to Terry Harvin on the way out. Wish daughter Gigi a happy birthday. It's coming up this Wednesday, October the 1st. We'll be back here next Monday previewing Southern Miss. Georgia Southern football's back at Paulson Stadium. 8 o'clock kick, October the 9th. We're live at 6 on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.